Hey everyone, JDNSR here, bringing you a route tutorial for the current 100% no major glitches category, which the run I'm going to show is the world record at the time of this recording. Before we start, I do have a couple of disclaimers. First one is the purpose of this video is to solely explain the route of the run, and I'll be under the assumption that the viewer has knowledge for the tricks used throughout the run, like moon jump, fast ladders, etc. I will, however, link in the description below Lukey's any percent no major glitch tutorial video, which he goes over all the tricks except for one new one that was just recently found. He actually found it himself, so I will explain that one trick when we get there, which is in Steam House. Eventually I'll create a video that strictly goes over all the tricks used in the run, so keep an eye out for that in the future. Second, this route is the route at the time of this recording. However, routes change, and this one keeps getting faster, and we keep changing it little by little pretty frequently. So this route is by no means the final optimal route. Again, it's just the one I created with major help from Kiara and a few others, and I just want to share it as a basis to get people started in the category. But you can always check out my live streams at twitch.tv/JDNSR to see if any route changes have been made since the recording of this video. And then finally, I will have timestamps in the description below for each split to make it easy to navigate to certain sections and to go back and rewatch certain areas that you may have questions about. And with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So again, this is the 100% no major glitches world record route at the time of this recording. I do need to explain throughout this run there is an audio bug. The only way to get rid of it is to completely exit out of the game. However, by exiting out of the game, it resets in-game timer and kills the run. So if this run died, I would have restarted the game, as things usually go. Of course, this is the run that ended up being a new PB/world record. So the audio bug is you'll just hear the music that usually plays when you're doing vessels throughout majority of the run. So at least it's calming and peaceful music, but again, it's just an audio bug, has no effect on the gameplay whatsoever. Okay, so first split, fire keep. I dash back to break these breakables. Two of the pots can give you fragments. I let that gold hit the ooze to turn into fragments. Because overall we want 15 to hit a fragment breakpoint in Arcane Tunnels. Just for mana upgrades that we like to have. And we hit those 5 boxes because we also have a gold breakpoint of 200 that we need. 142 is kind of in the iffy area. Be confident you want around 165 or higher. Then we go straight to the shield fight. Now the shield fight, a lot of people have their own ways of doing it. My way is to get hit, and then they all group up. And then you want to pick up all fragments midair. Pick up the shield, grab the key, and then we save quit. So I always take a peek at my fragments there. I have 12 right now, and having at least 11 guarantees you'll have 15 off the 2 enemies that we always kill. If I have less than 11, then I kill a 3rd enemy, but since I have 12 here, it allows me to skip an enemy later on in Firekeep. So then we save quit, reload, and then break these 5 breakables and pray we have over 200. Which thankfully we do. And then we go straight over and use that 200 to buy Techno. Then straight to the cutscene. Fortunately, it's not skippable. So we fast text through the cutscene. In-game timer's paused, so you can take your time there. And then we enter the first void. Again, since it's 100%, we have to collect everything in all the voids. The chests are optional. But we pick up majority of the chests anyways because they contain void gems that are worth the most gold to sell later on, which helps with gold breakpoints later. So with the auto-scrolling part while we're waiting, we just do a quick little dance for fun. Nothing really special here. Kind of do the void as intended. There we go. Finish the first void. Now, right after the first void, it unlocks this gate. The only reason why we do the void before getting double dash is because we can now open that door while getting the double dash. So, climb to the top of the statue, dash, jump on top of the windowsill, jump, dash over to the top of the door, do a attack dash up while opening the door, grab double dash on the rafters, and go. Now here on out, the next gold breakpoint is 200. We want as much gold as possible though, because the gold breakpoint after this one is the hardest one. All these breakables are optional, but I tend to just pad my gold as much as possible no matter my gold count, and I usually break the same ones every time. But again, if you're really good on gold, you can skip these. Every one you skip is a small time save, however it's riskier for the next gold breakpoint. We already have our 200, so technically we're set with the gold. Then we go over to the very first shrine, unlock it. I do my first mana upgrade. Now you can do these mana upgrades at any time. I try to do them at the same time every run, just because they take about 8 to 9 seconds to do, and I like to keep my splits consistent. I just try to do it. And the audio bug is now started, so enjoy vessel music. But the first enemy I jumped over there after the shrine is one I would have killed if we had less than 11, but we had 12. I just jump over him and go straight to the first lever. And then dodge him. And we just move straight to the second lever, killing this enemy. the parry. Now we go use 200 gold to buy the next emote. Which is Celebration. And then on to the second void. Umbert's Secret. So there is a cycle skip here. I end the cutscene at a precise time. Cutscenes during voids, cycles are going, but in-game time is not. So you wanna, if it's a cycle-based void, you can wait for free during the cutscene to line up the right cycle. Now with precise movement here, you can make the cycle faster. Saves about 4.5 seconds-ish. Knowing the time I get here, I don't think I make it. But if you're fast enough, you can make that. So I try to save it here, but it's too far behind. And I completely messed that up, but you get the idea. And then we do the same. I always go obviously the first orb right in front of you, and then do a dash jump dash to the orb on the right side, and then dash over, grab the orb on the left side, and then do a dash jump dash for the orb on top for all 3 of the spinny sections. That is the second void, and now we just go straight to Arcane Tunnels. So that is Firekeep split. Again, some people split at different times. Some people wait and split after they enter the tunnel. But for a purpose of this video, I'll be saying where I split. And then we go straight to the left and onto the sewers / Arcane Tunnels. So I kill this enemy here to make sure we'll have 15 at least for the next mana turn in, and then we do the gate skip there. Over, go ahead and buy Windmill. Open up this chest for a gold breakpoint later for our first shop, and enter Fair's Dream. Fair's Dream is about as basic as it gets. There's only a couple tricks, but yeah, majority of the tricks save very little time and risk versus reward. Usually not worth it. So you pretty much do it as intended. Just trying to keep movement smooth. Now there's a spot right here that if you jump, there's like a little spot on the ground. I jump there, and that allows me to get height to not ledge grab. And ledge grabbing there loses a couple seconds. Again, this is for routing purposes, so you just pretty much do this as intended. Don't Fair's Dream. So the next gold breakpoint is 500. And this is why I pad my gold before Because if we don't have 500, we lose more time hitting breakables. Go over here, and then this is just a good area to usually get a lot of gold. But looks like RNG was not on our side. We're short. And then into the next void. Again, these early voids. I mean, since we have to pick up everything in the voids, majority of them are as intended. Eventually, I'll probably make a 100% void tutorial going through all the little movement tech and tricks that I do. Again, this is for routing purposes, so missed one there. And we move on. So next we unlock the next shrine, do a mana upgrade, and then get blades. So we go ahead, rest at the shrine, and then again, mana upgrades are optional. I just like to do them at specific times to keep splits consistent, and also there's certain tricks that I like to have at least 4 mana upgrades for. So I get 2 of them out of the way now. Pick up the chest with the blades, and then go to the fireball fight. So we're at 476 gold, which means I have to hit breakables in here. Or if we were at 500, we could just skip all breakables here. We can hit these 2 during the fight to not lose time, while you're waiting for the death animations. However, it's kind of a tight window to pick up the fragments midair. And if you don't pick up the fragments midair, it's a decent time loss having to go back and pick them up, because we do save quit here. But after we open up the chest, we go straight to Spirit Hunter. And the reason why we need 500 gold is we need 800 gold for a spirit slot and 200 gold for an emote after this. There's 500 environment gold in this room. So we need a total of 1,000 with 500 in the environment plus 500 that we farmed. Gets us to that 1,000. And it looks like I took a break here. Then we go straight to the left, open up both these chests, grab the 500 worth of environment gold here, and then we go to Spirit Hunter. We say yes. We select slots, buy one, and then we save quit. Okay, so we load back up. We save quit there because it's faster to just respawn at the shrine, and we go straight into this tunnel to buy the next emote. Which is Hat Kid Smug. When we buy that emote there now, instead of when we actually activate that gate there, because we need to use that emote before we go to fight Samuel. Then we get an elevator. We always do a little dance while we wait. And we Go on the statue to the left, up, open the chest. All these chests are for a gold breakpoint at first shop. Over here, get more ore to sell later for the gold breakpoint. Pray that these fragments don't fall off. Then we move on our way to Orip and pick up a chest on the way. So more farming we need to do here. We pick up this chest and then we hop on top and dash along fence here, and we can get up here, which gives us 1200 environment gold, I think, plus it gives us an emerald ore. Kill enemies again for fragments. In this route, fragment is the big RNG, so I really want to reroute fragments, but right now fragment RNG is pretty big. So whenever there's an enemy in the path that's easy to kill, I'll usually kill it. But then we talk to Orip, say we'll pay him later, and go up the elevator into the sewers. And we work our way over to the lever because the next thing we want is spin. Again, killing enemies on the way to pad fragments. Climb a little bit up the ladder, dash up to get the gold. And then we pray this enemy that my community has dubbed as Felix. We need him in a certain spot to be able to jump up there. I saw while I was on top of the pipe that he wasn't in that spot, or in a spot that we would have been able to do it. So I had to do the backup strat there, which is dash underneath, pick up the chest now, and then use the fence there to lock onto a barrel and jump up. And then we just go through the spin fight, trying to parry when possible. And those fragments all fell off. That's unlucky. But we get those. And now we have spin. So we pick up spin, charge it, go grab this environment gold in the back here. And then since we had to do the backup strat, we've usually opened up that chest now, but we just skip it, drop down to grab that environment gold, and then go across and killing enemies on the way. Use spin to get across this area, charge spin to fast ladder, and charge spin again to get to the lever going to the left. Activate the lever, and then we're going to drop down, use Techno to get our first tunic. And charging spin to fast ladder. And just movement across to then get to this chest to get the tunic. Don't need to put it on. I put it on because it looks cool and it's sparkly. And we love sparkly. I'm down here to grab this final chest and try to fast ladder but fail. Then you just go up and enter Stoneheart. So I split at the start. Oh yeah, make sure to pick up the ancient relic. I split at the start of this cutscene here, so that is Arcane Tunnels. Now on to Stoneheart 1. Go across, activate the shrine. Then we're gonna go up to grab a chest, a book, and make our way over to the tavern. Now we don't grab all the books on our first little run here. We're only grabbing the ones that are basically on the way. And we have it routed to where eventually all of them will be on the way in some form. So we go to the tavern, we buy the pouch. The next gold breakpoint is 350. If I have 350 gold, I know I'll have enough to buy Oddstone, so that's why I'm hitting these. Alright, we're good. Pick up the ore, and then we make our way to Farah. Talk to Farah, start the quest, and then go out of our way a tiny bit to grab these books. And then we fast ladder up and do a jump dash dash to get to the lever here. Opening up Forest Temple. But we have some shopping to do first. So pick up environment gold on the way. Grab sapphire ore. Another book. And make our way up. So for this, you're gonna have 16 sapphire. You want to sell 6 of them to have enough to buy the next coin purse. Sell 6, and then I buy the coin purse because I don't have enough room to keep selling stuff. And now I sell everything except for the 2 emeralds. Well, everything except fragments, of course. And then you buy out the shop. Sell the remaining 2 emeralds, and then we save quit. So now I said I like having 4 mana upgrades for certain parts. Mainly it's for Forest Temple and Uthas Temple. So I do 2 mana upgrades right now to get me the 3rd and 4th. And then we're gonna put on 2 spirits here. Dust book and more gold. Now that 350 breakpoint is for this part here because we need enough for Oddstone. By having the 350 gold there, after selling everything and picking up the environment gold, we will have the, what is it, 4,800 we need. But I do have a little extra gold just from hitting random breakables on the way. And we just go straight to Forest Temple. So that is Stoneheart 1. And on to Roll Forest Temple. So we go straight to the left, open up. This is the second lever, which lowers the water all the way, so we can skip the first lever. Now we still have a little bit of ore that we need to farm. Also trying to get as many fragments as we can, killing enemies that are in the path that we're going. Now that enemy is completely optional. I kill him sometimes, sometimes I don't. It depends on if I'm happy with my fragment count or not. Obviously I wasn't since I killed him there. Then we drop down, hit the lever, open the door, grab chest to the right. There is a gold breakpoint in here, which is 200 gold, because we do have to buy an emote in here. So just make sure you have 200 gold at pretty much you want it by now. because we won't hit breakables pretty much for the rest. But if you don't have it now, you can just farm more. So I parry the enemy on the right and fireball the enemy on the left. Then we go to the second fight. Just 2 swordmen. So we just charge or spin, we let them get close together. If they both do the same attack animation, you can one hit both. But if they don't, whatever one does the overhand swing will need 2 extra hits. No idea why it works that way, but it just works that way. Pick up the holy key, make sure to pick up any fragments I missed, and then we go get wall slide. So once we have the claws, also known as wall slide, we make our way back up. We're gonna grab spirit up here on the right, since we have spin, and now wall slide, we can wall jump. We go to the right on the second floor, hop up here. Don't need to open up the lever because we don't need to open up that gate. Grab the spirit, and then we drop all the way down to the void. So this void we just do as intended since we have to pick everything up. Just trying to not miss any, as I miss one there. Make sure to pick up the chest for void ore. And just try to make our way to the end as smooth as possible. Now, killing this enemy is optional. 1, I like to pad fragments. 2, he seems to love to hit me on my second when I death warp back here. So I always charge spin and get him out of the way now. And go ahead and move through the tunnel here, go to the left. A little dash spin. Get over to this chest. Grab the emeralds and death warp. We move, pick up chest on the left while charging spin to be able to kill this guy easily. Making sure you grab the fragments on spawn. And then go grab silver blades, equip them. And then charge a spin to get up here, hit the lever. Oh, that wasn't good. Normally you just want to wall jump twice up to the top here. And then you just move over here. Now, this is why I have 4 mana upgrades. It gives me the exact amount of mana I need to not have to refill during this part. I fireball these enemies. And then I have enough mana to fireball twice to get over there. Then we buy the wave emote, which is the 200 gold breakpoint for Uthas Temple. Grab the last old key and make our way back to get the holy key. Killing one last enemy on the way. Once we have the holy key, we go straight to the boss fight. Now we fight Groa. You just want to charge spin, avoid his attacks, hope for good RNG on both how many attacks he does and how much damage he lets you do, hoping for a 2 cycle. That was a 4, that was bad, and we got bad damage RNG. You really want to make sure you're connecting with your spin attacks, otherwise it can get out of hand and be like a 4 or 5 cycle. Kill Gra, and that's where we split. That is the end of Forest Temple. Alright, so after we get through the cutscene, we now have Uthas Temple key. And we make our way out of Forest Temple, where we'll go straight to the left, pick up the 4th book, and do our second of 3 second of 3 shopping trips. For the shopping trip, we want to sell all of our ore, and also it's a perfect time to do a fragment check. I want high 40s, anything in the 50s is really good. 44 is on the low end, but we have graveyard RNG coming up. So, fragment RNG, because of this route, fragment RNG is kind of a problem. We do graveyard fragment 3 times, and each time 3 of the breakables can give us fragments. Of course, the RNG that they might be empty, slash RNG that if they're not empty, they barely have any gold that turn into fragments. But yeah, so we save quit after shop, drop down, grab the 5th and final book, and then make our way to graveyard. Unlock graveyard. Skip the cutscene as fast as possible, and then pray to RNG. So the first 2 on the left and the last one on the right are the ones that are important, and we got really good fragment RNG. That's really good. And then we just make our way over to Uthas Temple, but we make sure to buy the emote first over here on the right. And now we make our way over. And that is Stoneheart 2. So, Uthas Temple has the worst fight in the game. But to start, we kill the enemy for fragments, go to the left to grab Emerald Ore. Have to get the chest on the right for an old key. And then we make our way across to and up to grab the spirit. Charge spin again. Go to the right. And we do a little hoppity hop hop hop. Stepping on the first trigger. And then just go straight to the left. Do some more hoppity hops. Get out, drop down, enter. So you skip cutscene as fast as possible because the timer is running. Open here, I could charge my mana at that point because we need mana for the fight coming up. So we just run through there, skip cutscene here. Depending on how you feel on fragments, those 2 enemies are optional. I will kill them if I feel like I'm short. Thankfully we weren't here, so I skipped them and just killed the one to the left. Make our way to the key chest and then up here to grab Peacekeepers. Now 70 fragments is what I want to see there when I save quit. Obviously it was quick, but I had 75. So I am happy with fragments. So I'm curious what optional enemies I skip. So we grab that chest, we buy the emote, come over here. I always kill that guy. I might start skipping them if we're really good on fragments. And we go over, grab the emerald. That enemy is really optional. Fast ladder up, another optional enemy. Usually if you kill them optimally, you don't lose almost any time. But that wasn't optimal. Pick up the fragments, buy the last emote in this area. Go across and enter the mini fight. There's multiple ways to do this fight. Because I have mana upgrades, I like to just fireball them. And then let these two get close to each other and kill them both at the same time. So if you notice, there's quite a big theme with this, and it's make sure to pick up fragments. But we grab the holy key, pick up all the fragments on the way out, make our way over, and open up this chest to get double jump. And then you can move during that little chest opening cutscene, so we make our way over, and then we climb up the wall, up and over the wall, grab that chest, and then do a couple moon jumps up here, and then another moon jump, dash, spin, jump, dash, yada yada. Just making your way up here, picking up this chest, the final holy key, and then make our way all the way over here, because we need one more old key to open up the door right below us. We grab the key, unlock this, dash across, and go to the worst boss in the game. Pro can give you out of your control. Doing it this way can give you a 1 cycle all the way to a 4 cycle first phase. And first phase cycles each one is a huge time loss. And then second phase, it's 1 or 2 cycle. So I know what we get here. And this is kind of what saved the run. Because at this point, our run was not very spicy. But we get the 1 cycle. Now you want to make sure you're not standing on top of Crow there before he spawns the enemies. Because if you're right on top of the spawn point of one of the little guys, it will soft lock. For some reason it dies. But the game still thinks it's alive, so Crow will never pop up. But we got the double 1 cycle, and that is Uthas Temple. Alright, so once we fast X through this very long cutscene, we will then instantly save quit. And this is moving on to Temple Gardens 1. Alright, so Temple Gardens 1 split. We start off with doing good old boy down here because it's on our way to do our second of 3 graveyard fragment farms. So we just knock out Breeze's Fate now. And we don't do it earlier because it's a lot easier once you get double jump. But you can do it earlier. Not in this route. Main thing here is just make sure you're not missing, and then doing wall slide into a dash spin dash to get to the chests. And then here it's pretty much cycle based, but not a huge time loss if you have to wait for like the middle of the cycle, as long as you're not hitting a cycle and then going too slow and having to wait for another cycle. That's fine. Just move through as smooth as possible, get out of there, and then we'll go back to graveyard. The fragment breakpoint I shoot for is 106 after this graveyard farm. Because the lowest amount of fragments we can get with bad RNG on all 3 enemies that we kill in Temple Gardens is 14. So we want 120. So if I have 106 here, I know I'm guaranteed to at least have 120. Now, this is probably the most preference-based part. As you see, we got really good fragment RNG again. And we have 113. Which is insane. But this whole 120 fragment breakpoint is extremely, extremely optional. And I'm actually in the process of wondering if I move the... Because 120 gives you 4 mana upgrades here in Temple Gardens. If you have less than 120, you only do 3 mana upgrades. Now, because I'm stubborn and I like to keep splits as consistent and accurate as possible, I shoot for 120, so I do 4 mana upgrades on this split every time, therefore I don't have that time loss on the following split. However, it's literally just split preference. If you don't have 120, don't worry about it. I am so stubborn that I will sometimes kill more enemies around here to try to hit that 120, but there is no actual time loss of, you know, being a little short and then turning in the 50 mana upgrade, 50 fragment mana upgrade in Fireside River. But shooting for 120 sets you up better too for your final fragment breakpoints. So never bad to pad your fragments, pretty much. So here we enter Temple Gardens, go straight to Vaughn. If I was bad on fragments, I might kill the 2 small enemies on the way to Vaughn. But again, we were really good. So we just go through this cutscene. Do a dash there before the dialogue or menus come up. And we get out of here. We watch some very, very important gates open up. Why are they very important? Because we can't skip the cutscene. So they must be. As you can see, I always try. So after 17 seconds of watching gates open, we are gonna head up to the left and grab our next blades. That will be the blades we use for probably the next 20-ish minutes. So we try to fast ladder both ladders and get up here, and we work our way up to grab this. I think they're steel shanks. Yeah, and then we equip them right away, and then we continue up to go ahead and grab triple jump spirit. And now I go and grab, I think that's the final chest we grab. We grab that sapphire ore, and then I make my way over here. Now the reason why I do this now, I go and I do the wave emote now. Because my route that I do for the vessels for Temple Gardens actually goes to the side of the chest first. So by doing wave emote now, I don't have to backtrack at all during my vessel route. So then we kill these two and this enemy here for 3 enemies, which is why I had the 106 fragment breakpoint, because if we load roll all 3 of those, we still get 15. Or 14, I mean. So we are past the 120 breakpoints, so I do 4. Now again, you can do the mana upgrades at any time, but especially when you get the tougher voids, it's always good to be able to not only fireball enemies at some point to get them to not attack you, but also to cross gaps, and if you mess up, it can save you too. But we kill the 1 extra enemy there. I know I thought about skipping them, but we kill the 1 extra enemy. Again, just padding fragments, and it's right on our way. And then we head down to Firekeep. So that is Temple Gardens 1. Or not Firekeep, Fireside River. That's Fire River 1. We enter here, do the Hat Kid dance. Because we have to get the blades in order to get 100%. And work our way over. Farming environment gold here. There's a lot of stuff we buy in this split. This is one of the longest splits. And we work our way over to Spirit Hunter. Around 8,000 gold is what I like to see here. Usually it's like around 78, which is fine, but... So we buy Storm Sentry Spirit and 2 Spirit slots. And then we do some more environment gold farming. Our next breakpoint is, well, we want to try to be as close to max as possible, but we're gonna do environment farming and go straight to get bunny suit. Now bunny suit we get pretty much as early as possible, because bunny suit is life, bunny suit is everything. Is it optimal? We made it clean. This was mostly KR is doing, routing this and getting this early. So we buy bunny suit, we go straight over to the shrine, we equip said bunny suit. And now, so if you're short on mana or fragments, this is where you do the mana upgrade. But we were good, so we just equip the 2 spirits, triple jump and dash distance, and then we warp to Stoneheart. So here we buy 1 tunic to get the total rest of the shop cost below 15,000. And then we do 4 farming routes to get enough money for sprint. We want to be as close to maxed out as possible though, even though sprint's only 8,000. I want to be as close to, you know, 9,999. So we do this 4 times. Kind of the tedious part. From what we figured out with the movement we have, this is the fastest at this point to farm gold. So again, do the same exact route. Bare minimum amount of gold is 8,000, but again, you want as close to maxed out because it'll help you be able to buy the final coin pouch without needing to farm extra gold. So 2 more times. So exciting, such wow. At least we look good in the bunny suit. Okay, so we have 7,300. So we get 2,300 from each. So we're gonna have 9,600. Again, I like to be as close to max as possible, so I do pick up environment gold to get us. There's 2 environment gold right outside Bunny's house. They're each 300. We only need 300 to get close to maxed out, so I only need to grab 1 of them. There we go. We're now at 96. And we'll pick up the 300 and be right at 9,918. So after that final save quit, we just warp straight to Fire River. Now I'm gonna pick up that 300 environment gold I talked about outside of Bunny House, and then go straight and buy sprint. That's the environment gold, and then get up here, fast text, go ahead and buy sprint, and now we have all movement buffs that we'll use for 90% of the run. Drop down, grab environment gold, spin on our head a bit, activate some cheese, and then we work our way to Red Sod. This is kind of a new route, small route change. Again, thought about by KR. We used to do our environment farm first and then do red saws last, but they figured out it's faster to do red saws first. So good old red saws. Just go through it, trying to hit cycles. The big cycle to hit is the next one. This one. Because you want the saws to be moving to the left, otherwise you have to go out of your way to dodge them. We did it right. If we don't have to dodge them, we can go straight there and not ledge grab that. And carefully make our way through here. And I guess I can say the easiest way to do this last part is wait for these two saws to be almost completely spread apart. I went a little earlier, but that was fine. As you can see, you don't even have to worry about them. And then you can actually skip waiting for a second there. And then do a spin, couple moon jumps up, grab the remaining 3, and get out of red sauce. Next part is we do the environment gold farm that we used to do before red sauce. We do it now. So we try to keep movement as smooth as possible. Not sure why I hit those breakables there. Definitely didn't need to. But as soon as we grab the last environment gold, we save quit. This puts us back at the shrine, which is closer to Bunny House, obviously. Because we need to pick up the cheese, go buy an emote, and on to the next void. Grab both environment gold, triple jump up here. Grab the cheese. Make our way across. Environment gold, buy emote. And then pick up 2 more environment gold on our way to the next void. Good old alchemist. So we wait for a while on this cutscene to make the very last bridge cycle in our favor, so we don't have to wait. Besides that, just smooth movement, making sure to pick everything up. This is the only void where we do skip a void ore chest. It's just way out of the way. It's at the very top of that. Again, we wait on the cutscene at the start to have this cycle here be favorable. We don't have to wait or do weird floating. We do, however, pick up the second chest here. And then we get out of here. Now we just dash down, hit the lever, and dash across, and as quickly as possible get to the final void of the split. So for this, I end cutscene as soon as possible. I like the cycle that I get when I do that. Just what I'm used to. You can kind of toy around and see what cycle fits your style better. Oh. It's movement, a few moon jumps up some walls. And then if we do everything right, I don't have to avoid anything cycle-wise. And that's the final void of Fire River, at least. So now, last part of the split is we go get a tunic, buy an emote, and then go to Steam House. Secret outfit. And then we go across the river, pick up triceps, and into Steam House we go. So I said this video is strictly route based, however there is a new trick that was recently found by Lukey that I will explain here. So yeah, the start of this, we just hit the first trigger, and then we skip the second one because we never need to go through that door. Kill 2 enemies, making sure to get the fragments, and then climb up to hit the third trigger and basically go through the door. Explain all that now because I'm going to talk about the trick. So the boilers, we have to activate 3 of them. Lukey found that if you hit dash and interact at the same time, you can move around during the cutscene of activating it. And while moving around, you can activate it twice. So by doing the trick, you can cut out moving all the way to the final boiler and also activating it. So it saves on average 12 to 15 seconds, I think. So you get 2 chances at it. You can do it on either the first or the second. I think this run we fail the first and get it on the second. But I just wanted to explain that so then when it happens, you kind of know. It's just getting close enough to where you can interact and hitting dash and interact at the same exact time. Okay, so we talk to Mira. Get the Steam key. And then we go activate the shrine. Make our way to the right. These enemies have quite a bit of fragments, and if you do it right, it's a spin attack, 1 attack to kill them, so it's quick. So we literally kill every single one that's on the way of where we're going. So here we skip the platform because we have enough movement to make it across. And then we go get our blades.
Hey.
So these 2 final enemies, or there's one more enemy we kill. But equip the blades, and then this is my first attempt at it. To try to dash and interact at the same time. Thought I got it, because his blades are invisible, but I guess I didn't. Now, this is still very, very new. I don't know the in and outs of it. I've only done it successfully twice at this point, but it seems consistent. I'll go over here, do 4 fireballs, and then a spin attack will kill him. Because we had to put on blades that do less damage. We make sure not to forget to grab this tunic. And then attempt number 2, which we do. As you can see, I can activate it again. So this takes out having to go all the way to the 3rd boiler and activate it. So it does 2 boiler cutscenes in 1. I put back on the steel blades and put on the Steamworker's tunic. Just because it's a perfect time to do that, and you don't really change anything until we use it. Like, we eventually need to have this tunic on anyways, and that's just the best time to put it on.
Hey.
So then we go to the cutscene. Best way to enter the cutscene is not moving the camera. KR taught me this. By not moving the camera and dashing into the cutscene, at the end of the cutscene, you'll be facing right at the elevator, and just gives you the best camera angle to just instantly jump to the elevator. Alright, and by not moving the camera entering, our camera angle is set to just jump right onto the elevator. And that is Steamhouse Split. Now we're on to Rust City. Or Rust Village. We dash up, into the cutscene. Triple jump up here, use aggressive emote. And then jump down, activate the music quest, letter quest, whatever you want to call it. And also then go right over and activate Cody quest. A lot of this area is questing. Then we go all the way over here, turn in rare snow. At least we get money for this. And now we go all the way up and buy the pouch. Drop down, now we buy the emote. And pick up the chest. Pick up the gold and work our way up to the void. Good old leap. So I wait for this cutscene to fully play through. It puts the starting walls at the best cycle. Now again, 2 cycling this is okay. For the times now, 1 cycle is almost a must unless you're way ahead. The difference between a 1 cycle and being able to 1 cycle and 2 cycle is mostly just jumping as much as possible and sliding as little as possible. If you still have triple jump and double dash up, you can just skip the last part. That is one of the biggest run killer voids though. But once we, of course, successfully get through that every time, we then just dash off, drop down, and start the Vaughn cutscene to get the key to fight Sirion. Alright, once we get through the cutscene, we do a quick dash before we have to menu this part, and then dash on to the trigger and work our way out. And we go straight to the right to get our 5,000 gold from Mia. And then work our way, grabbing 2 environment gold, and then straight into Waterway. And this still is Rust Village Split. Rust Village splits as soon as we warp to Temple Gardens. So unfortunately we have yet another unskippable cutscene. Once that cutscene's over, we make our way back and exit the same way we entered. That's the only way we can exit. And then we're gonna go straight to the right, drop down, give our first letter, grab some environment gold, and then push Cody. And then pick up the environment gold here, and then work our way up. Dodging that enemy, grabbing this gold, and then fast texting through Cody. And then we save quit. And then we will warp back to Steamhouse. And then we immediately warp to Temple Gardens, and that'll be the end of the split. Warp Temple Gardens. As soon as in-game time stops, we split. So that is the end of Rust Village split. Now we're on to Abandoned Path. Abandoned Path, probably the hardest. But we start off killing these two enemies again. We need fragments. The run is just fragments. You can never get enough. Then we work our way straight across and down to Julian's Song. You want to wait on cutscene. Basically, the only thing you wait for the cutscene is to get a good spike placement at the very start. Outside of that, there's really not. But then we just work our way. This one's a little different. We make sure to hit that checkpoint, because obviously we have to go all the way over here to grab all the orbs. But by hitting that checkpoint, we can just death warp back. And then make our way to the right instead of straight. Trying to get hit as little as possible. But going through it, getting out. So with that void done, now we make our way towards Abandoned Path. So we just spin on up here, go straight to the right. Now we go down the stairs, go straight to the right again, and enter Fall of Death. Nothing super tricky with Fall of Death, you just want to have good smooth movement. You want to try to not be running as much as possible. Kind of the biggest optimizations is always trying to line things up to where you're dashing and not running. And knowing where you can just double dash like that over a gap and not jump dash. Just make your way. This isn't one of the big 4 fairy voids. It's a very good one to just practice on movement with. I would recommend. If you're newer and your movement doesn't feel great, to just do this one quite a bit. So Fall of Death done now. Go and kill this enemy. Again, you can never have too many fragments. Buy the emote, the no emote. Do a little tricky double, triple jump over the gate there, dashing into the elevator. And down to second waterway. Activate that pad. And then we just go back up the elevator, And we do our climb to the top of the abandoned path while picking up a rose and a tunic and blades. So we want to make our way up here. You gotta do at least one moon jump. If you do a bad one, you gotta do two, pick up the rose. Now you want to save triple jump. So we do a moon jump there. Save triple jump to get up here easy. And then I want to save triple jump again. So I do two moon jumps here. And then I just triple jump up. Otherwise you're waiting for triple jump on two different occasions during that climb. But we get up, open the lever to the shrine, kill this enemy because he will freeze you during the cutscene of... Or he can freeze you through the chest, pretty much, after the cutscene plays. But we grab the blades, grab the tunic, and then I like going up here, saving triple jump again, but that one's just as a safety measure. As you see, we didn't need it, but if I can keep triple jump as a backup, always feels nice. Spin up to the ladder, climb up, dash over, talk to Vaughn. So once we get the Vessel of Souls from Vaughn, we finally get out of the cutscene. And then if you're quick enough, you can actually activate the vessels as the Vessel of Soul box comes up, which will start the cutscene as you're exiting out of the Vessel of Souls dialog box. Saves a second or two. And then, so the route I like to do here is go straight up, give myself mana, because I am, again, always worried about fragments. So I kill the two enemies on the way here. So we just basically keep circling our way slightly down. Gotta give our letter off here. And then we go activate this shrine. Now we do a fragment check here. Preferably you want over 90. I think we have, yeah, 91. So we know we're on pace with fragments. And then after we do that mana upgrade's literally for a fragment check. That's why I do it. Because it affects how many enemies I'll have to kill later on. So then we move our way across and then jump down. Jump out and around, making sure to pick up the family picture. And circle around. Then I like to save triple jump here again. For the sole reason of this enemy. So I have an extra jump to pick up his fragments as soon as possible. That's just preference based though. It's faster. If your movement doesn't feel good, like, feel free to use triple jump at any time. Now we do our last graveyard fragment. Unfortunately, the most important one of the three was empty, but the other two weren't. We're not thrilled about that, but hey, we had two graveyards. Out of three graveyards, only one was empty. We take that. So we make sure to do that graveyard before picking up the last vessel orb. Otherwise, it warps us back where it just warped us. On to blue saws though. Good old blue saws. Easier than it was before, but it can still be a run killer. What do I have to say about blue saws that's route purpose? If you're having problems with blue saws, you can literally skip almost every hallway. It's just a little slower. I do skip one here, I remember. Because there's one hallway that has been killing my runs. And it just wasn't worth it for the run that we were on to risk it. And that's this hallway. So if you don't like a hallway setup, you can just do this. You jump up and over, and then jump back down to grab the orbs. And we make our way through the last, punching our butt there, and finish blue sauce. And after blue saws, we just save quit to work back up to the shrine, to which we will then warp to Firekeep. So as soon as we continue, we just warp to Firekeep. That's the easiest one because it's the top one. So you just spam A right after warp, and that is where we split. So that is the end of Abandoned Pass split. Now we're on to Firekeep 2 split. We need to go to the left to pick up the chest. So I like jumping on this statue and doing jump, dash, jump, dash, jump, spin, fireball, fireball. You can make it there without having to moon jump or grab onto the gate. So then we open the chest, we do photo emote, work our way down, grab the mandolin here, and work our way over to that lever. Now, if you position yourself in between the lever and the door like that, you can open the door while the cutscene of the lever happens. And then we just activate Vessel. Again, since the latest patch, they changed where the Vessel orbs are quite a bit, but I like to go top first and then straight down by the emote. And then we give letter. And then we'll need to go both to the left and to the right. I don't see any benefit of one over the other. I just prefer going to the left first. We grab these. I do kill that enemy. I mean, it's just one fireball, and then I can pick up the frags on the way back. Preferably, I was hoping the frags would be more bunched together, but that's just life. When we go to the other side, grab these three, and then work our way back to the stairs. I don't know why I hit that. I think I remember myself wondering, why did I hit that breakable there? But then work our way up the stairs to the right, down, and then pick up the last one right by Old Key. Firekeep 2 is a very standard quick split. Once we're done with Vessels, we just save quit. Faster than running all the way back to the shrine. We warp back to Temple Gardens, and when in-game timer stops, we split. So that's Firekeep 2. On to Temple Gardens 2, the final fragment part of the run. So we start off, this is why we put the Steamworker tunic on when we did. We pay our 800 fee, show the tunic. Now, Bunny suit is life, so I put it on. We say bye to Cody again, because the audio loves to play the next time. I don't know what made, but it's consistently always plays there. And then we just climb up, kill the enemies on the way, make our way to the void, but before the void, we go get the green tunic. And then make our way to the third to last void. This one has a lot of auto-scrolling parts. Of all the voids that changed after the last patch, this is my least favorite one. Getting those two right there is probably the most important part outside of never dying. But this auto-scrolling part, I've yet to figure out a way that's worth the risk to make it faster. There is ways, but it doesn't save enough time, and then they're extremely tough. So we just auto-scroll that one part, then work our way up. If you're not confident yet, you can hit the checkpoint. Actually, that's a good point. If you're like still learning the router and everything and learning new strats, always hit checkpoints. But then when we get up here, that's the last auto-scrolling part because we can move in between, and then you want to make sure you have spin already charged up. And then you just double jump, grabbing the second to last orb, dash, spin, dash, triple jump. 2 to 3 fireballs land on the last square, pick up the last orb, and in the void. And now we go to Temple Garden Vessels. Now, depending on fragment count, this is why we're always paying attention to fragments. This is the section where we can skip enemies. Now, the spot we usually check fragments at is when we save quit in Firekeep, which I forgot to mention. But I'm looking, depending on how many fragments I have, on average we get 70 from killing every enemy here, and we need 100. So I'm pretty sure, well, since I killed those enemies, we weren't good. Because those are the first enemies I usually skip, unless I can skip the last enemy. But these enemies we always kill. I guess I should say the two, unless you have like insane amount of fragments. The two spots where we're skipping enemies is that first part at the very beginning of the vessel, the 2 little guys and 1 swordman, and then also the very last enemy of this route, which I'll point out. And then we pick up Rotten Apple there. That's why we triggered the wave emote square early. And then we make our way up to do Applause, which is right after Triceps. For the later emotes, I always like to base it how far to the right of Triceps they are, because Tricep is the easiest emote to recognize while you're mashing over. So we drop down, grab the vessel. You want to charge spin for the orb. Again, we're killing every enemy. Drop down, and we kill. Kill again. This is the only part of the route I don't like. I kind of want to change because we backtrack here, climb up, and we go straight across, grabbing this orb, killing a fast ladder. Then I dash, double dash to the middle, triple jump to the top. And then that enemy right there in front of us is the other one we can skip. So I'm pretty sure I skip it here. I think we had counted fragments being good. Oh, or well, if I can ever get up there. I didn't even realize that mistake happened. But yeah, we go up here to get Bunny Suit. And then, nope, we do kill him. Okay, so our fragment count must have been pretty bad. We had to kill every single enemy. But this enemy is one of them that you can skip if you have, I would say if you have 40 fragments when you save, quit, and fire keep. So yeah, that's Festivals and Temple Gardens. Obviously after killing the enemy, we just drop down and grab the last one. And then if I know I'm good on fragments, I get the last man upgrade out of the way here. We had 102, so we routed the whole enemy killing perfectly. And then we warp to Stoneheart City, and when in-game timer pauses, we split. So that was Temple Gardens 2. Now we're on to Stoneheart 3. Again, we do, to start off, we do the normal farm that we were doing during Fire River split. However, we will do the triceps emote here. And so we need 14,000 to buy out the tunics. We have at least 12,000 here, which we have 12,100. Then I can do this in reverse, that same gold farming route, just in reverse order, which just takes away backtracking back to purchase all the tunics after farming the gold. So I'm gonna go straight to the left from here, or straight behind where we are right now, and just farm that same environment gold just in reverse order. Or I can just... Okay. So once we finally get up here, we farm the gold here, 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 make our way. Now make sure to go up, because we need that 800 gold there to get us the breakpoint. And then, because we bought one tunic earlier, we can buy the rest right now. Max amount of gold you can have at any time is 14,999. The full tunic shop is 15,000 gold exactly. So that's why we have to buy one tunic at a different time. Then once we're done, we go straight to Wolfgang, give him the letter, and then go back up for our final shopping trip. If you have a ton of extra fragments, you can sell them here. Otherwise, it's not worth the time that takes to sell them for the gold. And then make sure to turn in the books, because we got the books so long ago. But we hadn't seen them since we got the 5th book, so make sure to turn in the books, get the Merchant's Robe. That is the one single thing that I forget more than any other item in the 100% run. Is the Merchant's Robe, from forgetting to turn in the books. So once we turn in the books, save, quit, respawn back, go straight to the right, climb up, get Fair's Spirit and Fair's Grace, open up this chest, make our way back to the brewery tavern, get our blades, buy our 2 extra fire essence slots, and go straight across to the second to last void. So now we don't have to worry about fragments, finally. Over an hour into an hour and 19-minute run. We finally don't have to worry about fragments. But this is supposed to be an auto-scroller. Good movement. Just make sure to grab all the orbs. And you're just jumping from platform to platform. Using a lot of dash jumps here. Just working our way across. Not a whole lot to talk about here. And once we collect them all, we get out of there. And then as soon as we can move, we're just gonna dash back to the shrine and warp to Steam House. So we go straight to the shrine, or Steam House. As soon as in-game time stops, we split, and that is Stoneheart 3, split done. And then on to Rust 2. Alright, so once we warp back to Steam House, we go straight to the elevator, and we finish up all the questing here. A lot of questing, a lot of movement, and then ends with Sirion fight. But as soon as we get to the top elevator, we go immediately to the left, because we have the rose. We do bury the rose. And then we go grab safe gold and spin up and grab the blades. By the blade. I don't know what I did there, but that was awkward. And we get out of here, and now we farm. Depending on how you are on gold, you can skip getting the 200 environment gold over here. I grab it. The more gold you grab now, the less gold you're gonna have to farm on your last Spirit Hunter trip. So I'm pretty sure I grab it every time. Now we go to finish up the questing in this area. So we make sure to spam the right fast X buttons to where we automatically select no. We don't pay 600 extra. Get the band back together. Go over to Barry. Get Barry's blades. Grab safe gold. And go outside to come back in and farm. Oh, that's 300 gold. So yeah, again, that gold farm is a little optional. I just do it to make it so I have to farm less gold for the last gold breakpoint. Because the gold breakpoint here is 5,200. And the safe gold gives you 1,500 each time. So as you can see, we will already have 53, but I want to pad that. Now we'll have 56. So once we do the final, you go back up and buy out the rest of the shop. And then we go straight across to do the no emote to get the pumpkin tunic. And then we drop down, go to the special shop to sell all of our goodies. And then we get out of there, drop down, get our pumpkin suit, and then we're gonna head out, grab some environment gold, and head straight to Cody's house, and then down to Vessel. So yeah, I even grabbed environment gold there. So I'm really trying to pad my gold. It's all preference. It's less gold you gotta farm later. So we work our way to Cody's house. Do a party dance on top of now dead Cody's house. Grab the chest. Drop down. Grab the spirit. And then pick up environment gold on our way back down to the vessel. And then go ahead and start it. So for this vessel route, Grab these two straight across. I make sure I have spin charged, because once I grab that, I can spin, get up here, hit that without ever hitting the ground. Then we go to the right, charging spin again, picking up these two, straight across, grab it, start charging spin as I fall all the way down to the right. Grab that one, work my way along the right side. And here you do a dash, jump, dash, and then a triple jump, dash. And if you don't screw it up, you can do a dash, jump, dash to that one. And then just spin up and grab the last one. Once we're done with vessels, save quit. And then we're on the Sirion fight. So before the Sirion fight, we swap out 2 spirits and change blades. So we're going to get rid of Possess Book and the Gold Spirit and add on attack range and Aerial Rat, so attack damage in the air. They both just help with one cycling every phase of Sirion. The main reason for the attack range is for second phase of Sirion. Because second phase of Sirion, it's very rare to get a spin attack off on him because he is on fire and his hitbox is extremely big when he's on fire. So, well, the hitbox of him hitting you can't get barely close enough to get a spin attack. So we do attack range to basically make sure we can one cycle second phase. As soon as we load back in, change spirit, get rid of Possess Book and Golden, put on Aerial Rat and attack range, change blades to the best blades that we just bought, go straight to the door, and work our way to Sirion fight. So an optimal Sirion fight one cycle takes pretty much exactly 1:15 seconds. So you can kind of guess the time you're gonna get off the split just by knowing the time you're entering the fight. We activate, and then we watch the long cutscene. So Sirion fight, you just want to charge up spin, dodge the first 3 attacks, after the 3rd attack jump in, dash, spin, and then just juggle. And then obviously second phase, just dodge the annoying spinning blades, dodges 3 attacks, after the 3rd attack, go in, deal damage, hopefully phase him. See, I even messed up probably 2 attacks there and we still were able to phase him. So you can just stay calm during second phase and you're fine. Third phase, you can stay on one platform if you want, just dodge to the corners. I just like jumping around. Dodge the bombs, swings 3 times after the 3rd one. Just go in and finish him off. And that's Sirion. And that ends Rust 2 Split 2. After we're done with the cutscene, we go into the little teleporter, which takes us back to Temple of Gods for yet another cutscene. And then once this cutscene ends, save quit, warp us back to Steam House. We then warp right to Abandoned Path. We do change a spirit though as well. We need to put Possessed Book back on. For the movement up to Biera's area and for the void that we still have to do. So we'll go ahead and change that spirit out now. And then warp to Abandoned Path. So this is Abandoned Path 2, also known as Biera. It's where we do our final void. First, we make the climb up. I jump on this little statue here. That way I can double jump, spin, and just get up. Once you get to the top, activate the pad. So there are a couple things route-wise that have to do with fragments. If you're short on fragments, this is kind of your last spot to like actually get some good fragment farm. We already know we're good, but if you're in a situation where your fragments are bad, by the way, as soon as you get in this area, you go to the right, go to the void, and I mean, this void, the safer you take things, the better. The fall costs you quite a bit of time, like more than average on other ones. And if you take your time, it isn't a high difficult one compared to others. Now you can make it all the way across to the end, but I need to test it out more. I feel like it's faster to hit a diamond and then just fully dash over instead of fireballing all the way across the gap. And that's the last void. Then we go through a painfully long cutscene, getting us the white tunic. And then we head to pay our last debt. And on to Biera. So once we're done with the cutscene, we go ahead and dash straight across here. And then we pick up the spirit up top. Pay our last 800 and give the odd stone. Now we work our way to Biera. And this is where I say, if you haven't been able to turn in the last fragment mana upgrade, you can hit these 3 breakables to the right there, and those will turn to fragments. So again, that's 3 of them, so you can get over 20 if you RNG correctly. But if you're still low on fragments at this point, don't worry about it until that part. And then if you get really bad RNG at that part and still don't have enough fragments, then you're probably going to lose time having to kill enemies that you normally wouldn't. Now to Biera. Goal here is to 1 cycle all 3 phases, but also in the last phase to do a cycle skip, which is basically not missing damage, and you can do it. There's no big trick to it. get out of her way. Just get 2 combos in. And then here you can get 3 hits in before she shields herself. We go in, 1, 2, 3, and then dash out. Charge spin while she's doing all this stuff. Spin kill on the 3rd phase. So you can do a cycle skip here just as long as you don't miss too much damage. Main thing is hitting your spin attacks. So as soon as the shield goes down, I actually kind of missed there, but you just want to charge spin and really make sure to avoid, and then while she's coming back, you can get a full combo in. And that skips, if she gets to the middle there, she shields herself and drops the big sword again. So that was a good cycle skip. And then we go through more cutscenes. Well, dialogue. And then we go through a teleporter. Our eyeballs light up, and we gain control again. We save quit. Right, now that we save quit, it's gonna warp us back to Abandoned Path Shrine. We need to put on the gold spirit. So we quickly put that back on, and then we warp to Arcane Tunnels. Do our final percentages. We put gold spirit on, warp to Arcane Tunnels. So the total amount of gold we need to buy everything is 14,500. However, we get 1,000 from environment, so 13,500 is the breakpoint. As you can see, all those extra gold I was getting, saying that it'll make me have to farm less, I still have to farm 200 gold. So that's why I had been getting gold that I didn't necessarily need for that certain golden breakpoint, but it makes this part a lot easier. So we instantly go to the right though, open up the second to last waterway. And now we just go back. And then we're gonna go straight to Spirit Hunter, but we need 200 gold, so we'll farm in the room before Spirit Hunter. I still need 106 more. Oof. Oof. Okay, I just went for it, I guess. There are some breakables in here. Alright, so we have the 13.5 breakpoint, which we grabbed 1,000 here. And now we have over 14.5, which is the exact amount you need. We'll have a whopping 10 gold extra after all that. So we buy the remaining spirits, get the remaining 5 spirit slots. And another... oh, that was a bad mistake. Another thing that people forget a lot of time is we have to get a tunic. So just like forgetting to give books, a lot of times I forget to do hunting. Get this tunic. Now once we get the tunic, get everything, save quit. And we're looking for 85.75%. 85.75%. That means you are good. As you see, we have 85.75, so we are good on percentage. What that means is, once I open up the last waterway, grab the last chest, and fight the 2 bosses, we will be at 100%. So this is just telling me I haven't forgotten anything, and everything else that I have to do is just basic, right in front of my face type of stuff. Okay, so we know we're good on percentage. We load back in, and then we change our spirits. Which spirits you want for the final two fights is a T on the left side, and then a T on the right side, except for the bottom spirit. You want it to the far left and not the middle one. So it's basically two T's, but the right T is the bottom spirit's to the left and not middle. And then we do movement across to hit the final lever to go into the last waterway. Hit the final waterway. And by checking and seeing that we were at 85.75%, I now know as soon as I open this chest, I already know I'm at 90%. And the last two boss fights are 5% each. So I already know I am good on percentage, and all I have to do is focus on the final two fights. So Samuel fight. Ideally, you want a one cycle, all three phases. However, I haven't been able to one cycle the second phase in probably 2 months. I don't know what changed. I haven't been able to do it. So, anyone figures out how to do it, or knows any tech how to do it, please let me know. Yeah, so first phase we charge up spin. Some people like to drop back down, charge up spin again. I find majority of the time just juggling and doing circles to avoid his attacks. You will get hit by a couple, but I feel like it's faster. I could be wrong. But this is the second phase. Yeah, I try new stuff out every time because I can't one cycle them. I don't lose any time there because I had to wait anyways. Oh, I got hit, so we weren't gonna one cycle anyways, so I can't show the problem with it. Basically, he lets you do a spin attack and one cycle of 3 hits, but nothing more. So if we do everything perfect, he's one hit away from being phased. And then third cycle you can, or third phase you can one cycle. And yeah, that's Samuel. All that's left is Queen. So from a routing purpose, as soon as we open the chest from Samuel, I guess as soon as we enter the Samuel fight, I guess. Pretty much the route's over. I mean, all you do is fight Samuel and then you fight Queen. But we teleport back, watch the long cutscene, and then enter Queen fight. With the vessel music still playing in the background. Alright, once cutscene finally ends, all we do is we jump just forward through the doorway. And then jump dash forward to the Queen fight. Cutscene. Don't dash jump like I did there. Very slow. And yeah, we now know that we just need to kill Queen. However, I will say, as I forget to do a lot of the time, if you forget to check for that 85.75% after save quitting on the final Spirit Hunter, this is where you're kind of in the dark. So after Queen fight, you just hold your breath to see 100% after. But thankfully, with this run, we remembered. So we know we're good. We just gotta kill Queen with the vessel music background. Again, not much to say here. I'm not gonna say much here. I'm actually gonna get my thank yous out of the way now. Because this is just Queen fight. We all know Queen fight. I lose about 12 seconds here. Not the best Queen fight, but thankfully we still world record by 22 seconds. But just a huge thank you to especially KR0, also known as K. They have helped me not only just route a bunch of areas by themselves, but then also taking my routing ideas and optimizing them a lot better than I would have ever thought about. So huge thank you to K. And then obviously thank you 7up for editing this. You're an amazing human being. And my whole community. I could sit here and name everyone off. You all know who you are. Love you all. I am very blessed to have the small but amazing community that I have. Appreciate every single one of you. If you want to check me out live, feel free to check me out at twitch.tv/JDMSR. This is my first video I've created specifically for YouTube. So let me know your thoughts and what you liked, what could be better and whatnot. And yeah, feel free to join Discord, say hello. We'll welcome you with open arms. But mainly, you can check me out live streaming 5 to 6 days a week for 6 to 8 hours. Usually on Pacific time, towards the evening. We start anywhere from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. go sometimes all the way till 4 a.m. in the morning. So that's where you can find me. Appreciate you all. Hopefully this route was easy to follow, and hope to see more runners post sometime soon. But we're gonna watch Queen get away from me one more time. And that's that. 119.32.67. Current world record at the time of this recording, using the current route at the time of this recording. Make it verifiable, just gotta show that we do in fact have 100%. Bingo bango bongo, there it is. 100%, no major glitches. World record, route, explained. Love you all. See you next time. Bye-bye.